Alright, hey guys, I got another video for you, and today I want to talk about some kit. So what I mean by that is basically some sort of tactical equipment you're going to use to carry things on you to enhance your combat effectiveness. So this is going to be for somebody who either isn't familiar with this type of equipment, or maybe you're new to it and you're just trying to figure it out. Basically, what I'm trying to accomplish is giving you an idea of what I have, what I use, so that you guys have a better idea of what you might want to get and how you might want to set it up, and also what kind of equipment you might actually want to carry with you. The reason is, when I first got into this kind of equipment, I really didn't have anybody showing me anything. I was kind of just making it up as I go, and I carried way too much stuff, more than I really needed in a lot of those situations. So hopefully this will be kind of a good reference for you guys to figure things out. That said, what kind of kit is out there right now? So really you have two sort of categories, if you would, of this kind of stuff, and you're going to have stuff that accommodates body armor and stuff that doesn't accommodate body armor. So first, we're going to talk about the stuff that does not accommodate body armor. So that would be like belt line stuff, so battle belts, things like that, and chest rigs. Chest rigs are a really popular thing, especially right now. I think if you don't have any of this equipment, the best place to start would be with a chest rig. The reason is, usually they're a little bit cheaper to get into. There's less materials. You don't have to buy armor also. They're small, they're light, they're easy to conceal, easy to transport, and they're very, very versatile. You can really, especially with certain chest rigs on the market, they can be very, very modular. You can outfit them for anything from search and rescue or emergency medical stuff to tactical stuff to hunting stuff. You can do really a ton of stuff with a chest rig. So really there's a ton of benefits to them, and the only downside is that they don't carry body armor. You're going to need some sort of plate carrier or some sort of armored vest for that sort of thing. So going into that, I'm going to show you what I've got, what I've chosen to carry with me, and what I recommend for you guys. So again, one of the big things is that they're low profile and easy to transport. So in this backpack right here, which is the LBT day pack, definitely a really, really awesome bag. I definitely recommend everybody have some sort of bag about this size, about the size of a day pack, that they can put some essentials in and keep with them either on a daily basis or have ready to go. But in this bag right here, which is a little bit more overt since it's got the camo and stuff like that, but I think it comes in gray also, if you want something a little more subtle. You can very easily carry a chest rig with all your essentials that you need in it. So this is mine right here. This is a Spiritus Systems Microfight Mark III. I believe they're on the Mark IV right now, if I'm not mistaken. This is the Mark III. There's just some small differences between the two, but they're essentially the same thing still. So, again, benefits to something like this: it's more cost effective. It's going to be very lightweight, very small, and something like this, specifically the Spiritus or something like the Haley rig, that's also a placard style rig. That's not like a dedicated chest rig. You can use this on a plate carrier also when you get up to that level where you get a plate carrier, or you decide you want to buy it all at once. You can still use this on the plate carrier if you wanted to just keep everything consistent, but they're also expandable. So that's kind of a downside with a dedicated chest rig that you can't change pouches or change configurations on. They might work better for certain situations, but when it comes to scaling it up or down as mission dictates, you really can't do that a lot of times with those. These placard style ones, I could add hanger pouches, wing pouches. There's even panels that go across the straps now, so you can run your ATAC or an admin pouch up here. There's pouches that go to the front right here where the Velcro is. So there's really a ton of options out there, including some integrated backpacks like the Haley Strategic Flat Pack, where you can actually use the backpack as your chest rig straps. So anyways, let's get into the essentials on what you want to carry in your rig. So you've decided now you want to go with something like this. What really do you need, practically speaking? Like I said, when I first got into this stuff about 15 years ago now, I was just in the habit of carrying way too much. And over time of carrying this equipment and not actually using it in a lot of real situations I would go to, I decided really to scale it down. And this is what I would recommend. So if you're just starting out, I definitely would recommend something like the Spiritus Microfight or the Haley D3 CR Micro. And I recommend setting it up this way. What you want is ammunition. Obviously, you want to have enough ammunition to do most things. Three mags and then one in the gun is probably more than enough for 99% of people out there, including in more extreme circumstances. This is going to be more than enough, unless you're, invading another country or something like that. If you can, I definitely recommend some sort of straight blade knife. On the back here, this is the Velcro panel on the back that would Velcro onto a plate carrier. This is also where those side pouches and bottom pouches would attach to. But you can very easily put some Velcro around a Kydex sheath or scabbard for a knife and put your knife back here if you want to. There's a bunch of things you can do back here. You can put a gun holster back here. You can put mag carriers back here so you can have 5 AR mags if you wanted to. You can really do whatever you want. And that's the great thing about this. Something like this is so modular, you can change it up. I've changed this thing up several times. And that includes these stretch pouches. So there's an insert in here for my back row. That is the 556 insert. It's an elastic style pouch. And there's some other ones that are Kydex out there that are great if you know you're going to put mags in there. But the great thing about this is it's still pretty fast to get these, and they're pretty secure, to get these out and then put them back in if you need to. But if I wanted to, I can put a radio in here. I can put a tourniquet and shears or a monocular or really whatever is kind of in that size range, you can squeeze in there and make it work. So I've seen people like holster a pistol in one of these and put like a elastic band over the top. I'm forgetting the term for it right now, but just to secure it in there. I've seen people do like a monocular, a radio, and like a tourniquet with shears. So it's really, the sky's the limit. You can put really whatever you want and configure it how you want there. But my default setting for this is 3 5.56 mags. In the front pouch here, I've got one big Velcro flap for the front opening here. And as you can see, I've got a medical symbol there because that side of this is my med kit. I'm not going to pull it all out right now. I do have a lighter sitting on top because I do use this outdoors when we go hiking and stuff like that, and I want to have a lighter on me real quick to cook and things like that. And this is actually a backup. I usually keep a lighter in my pocket at all times. But in here I've got chest seal, I've got combat gauze, regular gauze, some shears right up here up front. I've got like 3 or 4 rubber gloves. I've got a decompression needle in here, and then I've got a Sharpie too. The Sharpie is more of an administrative thing, but I do consider it part of the blowout kit in here. So basically this is a minimalist kit for things like gunshot wounds or stab wounds, some sort of violence that happens. That's the whole reason I'd be taking this out. If there was a potential for a violent confrontation, I wanted to be prepared potentially for that. So this is like a absolute minimalist kit in here. Some gauze, combat gauze, chest seal, and obviously a tourniquet too, which is actually on the bottom where my hand is right here. And I have that just secured with a piece of elastic cord. And basically I tied knots and used the drainage grommets as my way of securing that there. So, and then on this side right here, you may be able to see in there, I've got a multi-tool, which I think is very useful. I've used it a lot for prying, used the pliers a few times, but mostly I'm using a flathead screwdriver, believe it or not, to change out batteries on something or do maintenance on something. So I always recommend having a multi-tool and or a knife on you. And of course, in this minimalist kit, I've got both. And then an extra flashlight. So I usually pretty much all the time have my EDC flashlight, which I've gone over before, which is a mod light handheld light, and I actually have a Surefire dual fuel head on it. I really like the dual fuel head, especially for administrative stuff. It's just really, really floody, really big beam pattern there, so I can just light up a whole room or light up a whole area really easily, and it's very, very bright. So I usually have this on me, and this is kind of my backup, and that's a Surefire Max Vision backup flashlight. So sometimes I keep an extra set of batteries in here, but because that's my backup lights, it's like backups for your backups. I don't have any batteries in here right now. But in my backpack, I always keep extra sets of pretty much every kind of battery in there. So that's kind of where that stays. This kind of stays in here, and I can use that. It's got a two-way clip on it, so I can clip it onto a hat and use it as like a headlamp, or I can clip it onto my collar of my shirt, or I can clip it onto the edge here and use it for administrative purposes, which is really what that's intended for, is just small administrative things. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got the X harness from Haley Strategic because I'm a small guy, so the X harness fits me a little bit better. And then I've got just a set of shooter's gloves. These are the pig gloves on an S clip here. So one of the other things that's really awesome about this and about this style of straps is you can kind of fold them into each other to make this almost like a sling. And so it's very easy that you can hang this over your passenger seat. You can have this in this configuration where it's folded and ready to go, so that I can grab it like this and put it over me like a necklace, and I at least have my gear on me now. So if I'm in a rush, or if I'm driving somewhere, like if you're law enforcement, you're going to a shooting or something like that, and you need this stuff on you, this is probably one of the best options out there. It's not the only option. It's not the best option maybe for you, but it is a really, really good option out there. And even if you're a civilian, this can very easily fit in a lot of like SUVs in their center console if you've got bucket style seats. This usually can fit in places like that, where you can put this whole chest rig in there, reach in, grab this, sling it around your neck if you need to go do something. And then if quickly I need to get this on, if it's like I don't have any time at all, you can kind of stick your hands between the gaps of the thinner portions of the strap that goes on the back, and then the thicker portions. And you just kind of push your arms through, and it puts it on. Given this gets twisted most of the time when I do that, but it's much more secure now, where I can now do all this kind of stuff. Take these out, put them back, get in here and do things. It's pretty secure on me. Given it's not going to be fully secure until I put this waist strap on, but it's pretty quick that you can get in and out of this, especially while you're driving, just throwing it over your neck. Super easy. So that's definitely an advantage to this. And like I said, if you don't have any of this equipment, this is what I would recommend people start with. It's the easiest thing to get into. Like I said, it's the cheapest. It's small. It's lightweight. It's easily concealable. So this thing, even though this one sticks out a little bit farther than other ones out there, especially now that it's it's snowing, it's cold over here, I can throw on a big jacket and conceal this underneath those clothes. But even during the summertime, if you needed to kind of be a little bit more subtle, you can throw on like a loose button up or something over this, and you'd be somewhat concealed, where it's not going to be as obvious, especially as somebody standing behind you, that you're wearing this kind of stuff. And or transporting it, it can very easily fit into different bags, so people won't even know you have this type of equipment with you, just so you don't really profile yourself, if you would, to a lot of people around you. So that's it for the chest rig, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or anything on this, please. And I'm gonna separate this video into probably at least 2 videos. But in the next video, I'm gonna be going over some of my other equipment. So I'm gonna cover plate carriers, helmets, and then belt line stuff on what I prefer and what I would recommend. So stay tuned for that in the next video. And if that's all, guys, stay safe and God bless.